My name is Mary Nip, and I am the mother of the president and CEO and the producers of WackMatters.
My name is Mickey Nip. I am the father of the owner and everybody that works on WackMatters.com except Trevor.
And, Karsten. You're not Karsten's dad.
Adopted.
Do you know why we brought you here today?
Kind of.
Do you play video games?
Not on the reg.
What do you think about video games?
I don't think about them that much. But they're entertaining for some people, Hobby.
Do you think they matter or they're important at all?
For some people they are, just not for me.
Not for you?
Well, they're important for me because I want you and your brother and your brother-in-law to have good entertainment. So I guess they're important on a secondary level. Secondary level.
Do you have any idea why I brought you here today?
Yes, to somehow humiliate me about video games, but I don't know what that is.
Not necessarily true. I'm on record as saying I think you'll do much better at this than Mama did.
I can at least spell video games.
It's pretty. There's a lot of letters. Not even a lot of duplicates. It's all new ones. Pretty tough. Do you play video games, Dad?
Yes. RuneScape, Minecraft.
What do you think of video games?
They're a good way to waste time when you're waiting on things.
Can you name one or any of the 3 big companies who make video game consoles?
Nintendo. Sony. Does Sony do the PlayStation? They do, don't they? Microsoft
can I say
used
something?
to have one.
I'm asking you the questions.
Nintendo, Sony, I think, and Microsoft, I think.
Okay, and if you had what are the name of the systems? Do you know?
Like platforms?
Yeah.
The latest ones?
Or any.
Well, I've purchased a few. Your daddy and I have.
Okay, so
our first purchase was for our first anniversary. He got me an opal ring with an opal stone in it, and I got him the Nintendo that you played Duck Hunt and Super Mario on. That was the first Nintendo we bought. I purchased that for him, and then the next one we bought was from your brother Michael. He got an N64. And then we had a PlayStation, we had a GameCube.
Can you name the 3 big companies who make consoles?
PlayStation, Sony PlayStation, Microsoft Xbox. I would say Sega Genesis, but I think they went out of business.
Yeah, you are missing one.
Nintendo.
There you go. From hearing people talk or from your personal experience, what one of these video game systems do you think is the best?
Nintendo.
No, of a specific system.
I don't know. Steam. You guys play Steam online. I know that one.
What do you think? Have you heard people talk about which one they like better more specifically?
Well, the purists love the N64. No, they really like the first one. What was that first one? What was the first one called that I bought your daddy? The purists love that one.
I'm asking you the questions.
I heard it's making a comeback and people got it for Christmas.
I'm asking you the questions.
I'm just saying.
What video game do you think you've played the most of?
That I've played the most of?
Yeah.
I don't know. What was that video game I played when I was young? Space Invaders and Pac-Man. I played those.
Do you think you played them the most?
No. There's a Wheel of Fortune video game. I liked it. But I didn't play it the most. The one I played the most, I played Duck Hunt with your daddy a lot, but I wasn't any good at it. And what was I used to play Beetle Racing with you guys.
Beetle?
Yeah, wasn't a Volkswagen Beetle something?
I mean,
I think.
knowing the games that you bought us and then things that you allowed us to experience too, is more than likely there was some sort of Herbie the Love Bug
I think it was
racing
something
game?
like that. Yeah.
And there's a good chance you did buy that for us. And there's a good
I
chance
wasn't good at it.
There's a good chance it also wasn't a very good video game.
I wasn't good at it anymore.
From hearing people talk or from your own personal experience, which one of these consoles or systems do you think is the best?
Everybody likes the PlayStation 4.
So is that what you think, or is that just you don't have an opinion, so you're going with hearsay?
I don't own any of them because I'm too cheap to buy them.
What video game do you think you've played the most of?
Probably RuneScape.
RuneScape? How long do you think you've played games?
Played video games?
Yeah, just like in general.
You mean when I started in 1980 whatever, or hour-wise?
Hour-wise.
10,000.
10,000. So, according to the Malcolm Gladwell, you would consider yourself a video game expert?
Yes. I don't know who Malcolm Gladwell is, but yes.
There's a guy who wrote a book about to consider yourself a master of anything, you have to have 10 hours of work or something put into it. Like if you have to, or 10,000 hours, sorry. 10,000 hours of...
Well, Michael looked it up on RuneScape, and I've played several thousand hours of RuneScape.
So you're a RuneScape expert?
I am what my sons call a plotter or a digger or a
grinder is the word.
Grinder, that's the word they use. I grind.
How long do you think video games are?
How long? What do you mean?
Like, so if a video game has a story or so much content that you're supposed to do in it, how long, give me an hour or minute range of how long you think those...
I have no stinking idea.
If you had to guess, can you give me a minimum and a maximum?
Your daddy finished Zelda. But I have no idea how long it took him. He worked swing shift then, so he played when he got off work. And I was sleeping. I don't know how long it took him. He finished Mario too.
But if you had to just kind of...
I don't know. Ask Michael. He finishes stuff all the time.
No, I'm asking you.
I would say 6 hours.
As a max or min?
I don't know.
I need a max and a min.
I don't know. I would say 6 to 10 hours. There's my max and min. Min and max, I said.
All right.
6 to 10.
Why do you think so many people love or play video games?
I don't know. I think they're probably better at them than I am. I think if I was good at them, I would probably like them better. I don't know.
If you were to rate...
It's entertaining.
How long do you think video games are?
How long?
Yeah. Like if you had to just put a time limit on the amount of game. So some games, as you know, like RuneScape, there's not really a story to RuneScape. So if you had to say the minimum amount of hours that a game has good content for that's fun to play, and the maximum amount of hours, what would those two numbers be?
I don't know, because what I like in video games probably ain't what a lot of people like in video games, because I just like to grind.
I do need two numbers from you.
I would say if it occupies 10 hours of your life, it was okay, and the maximum amount of time would be limitless.
Why do you think video games are loved by so many people?
Because you get a win.
If you were to rate video games on as a medium on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate them?
For me, or for civilization in general, or for what age category?
What does your heart tell you?
I don't know. The heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can know? I don't know. I think it's legit. It's becoming more and more legit because it's just more acceptable with more devices and things. I think video games. I mean, they're in to stay till the next new thing comes along. So what is it? Virtual reality is next.
So if you had to
VR.
Yeah,
that's what the people call it.
You've been listening to me and your son talk.
Yes.
Well, I guess your other son talk.
I listen.
If you had to give it a number, though, I need a number from you.
Out of what's my category?
1 to 10.
Oh.
As a medium.
7.5 or 8.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you about some of the biggest games from this year. I want to see if you can tell me anything
Oh my
about them.
Goodness. Okay.
The first game is going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
How many have they had of those? There's a ton of those. I know that's been around for a while.
I don't know the exact number at the top of my head, but I want to say around 6.
Yeah, I would buy that. That's all I know is it's been around.
There's a lot of them?
Yeah. And everybody likes them.
Do you think you can context clues anything about them? What do you think the story of the game is?
I'm thinking they're killing people.
That's a pretty
Assassin.
a pretty good guess. Do you have anything else you want to add to Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
I'm guessing it could be sort of sci-fi-ish. And I'm guessing like the setting is kind of dark.
The sci-fi answer is remarkably... It's sort of a spoiler for late content in some of those games, actually.
Well, that's where the Odyssey comes from. That's my guess of it.
And sorry, I did misspeak. I said games of this year. It is technically 2019, so this would be popular games of last year.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
2018.
Gotcha.
Another big one that came out last year was Red Dead Redemption 2.
I've never heard of it.
You've not heard of it. Okay, context clues. What do you think Red Dead Redemption 2 could be a game about?
I'm thinking there's some blood in it.
Probably some blood. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's my guess of it.
But no. So here's my question for you. You taught me.
I would say it's another killing game.
Yeah. So I was homeschooled. Use your imagination. If you had to say that this is a
Red
story
Dead and
about
what?
something, Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you think? What do you think this game would be about?
Well, somebody is going back to take care of something that was wrong to them. Is what I would say. Because the redemption.
Redemption. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other?
And there's going to be blood. And I'm guessing a lot of shooting. A lot of killing.
I mean, also another thing you could maybe infer from the title is that maybe...
what is it again?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I should be able to remember the title.
Another thing you could probably infer is that there might have been a Red Dead Redemption 1 or just a Red Dead Redemption. So it's a sequel.
Was the first one just Red Dead?
Red Dead? Well, it's Red Dead. You know what I have?
Is there a Red Dead?
You want to
I don't know.
Something that me and Michael have always said about video game characters when you kill them is that they're red and dead.
There you go.
When we very first got our PlayStation 2 and got Medal of Honor Rising Sun, if you killed one of the bad guys,
rated?
teen. It was rated E for everyone.
Did I give you permission?
It was rated E for everyone.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking not.
It was rated E for everyone, and
you were probably 12.
But whenever me and Michael, maybe younger than 12, whenever me and Michael would kill the Nazis in that game because about World War II stuff.
I wondered if it had Nazi stuff in it because I just had a feeling.
Whenever me and Michael would kill the Nazis in Medal of Honor 2, we always say that one's red and dead. That's what we'd always say.
Yeah.
Another popular game to come out in 2018 was Marvel's Spider-Man.
I was really not expecting that. I thought you were going to say Fortnite. Flaws. I thought you were going to say something about that. What'd you say?
Marvel's Spider-Man?
Spider-Man? That was probably a good one.
What do you think it's about?
Spider-Man.
What?
He's a superhero.
He's a superhero. If you had to say that there was one specific thing...
Do you not know anything about him?
Who's this Spiders man you speak of?
He's a superhero that wears a really cool suit that most women couldn't wear because it's way too tight. If you
had to, so like, let's say there's one mechanic or one special thing about the game that they had to get right for that game to be successful or good and popular, what do you think that one mechanic would be?
Shooting the webs.
Shooting the webs?
Mm-hmm. Swinging through the air, shooting the webs.
Another popular game from 2018.
I thought there's only 3.
No, we're talking about where there's this one and then one more after it.
I hope Fortnite's coming.
There will be a special Fortnite thing later.
Okay. I know nothing about it.
Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Is that the one you were going to play with Jared and Michael? Destiny? That was Diablo.
I'm asking you the questions. What do you think Destiny 2 Forsaken's about? Or what can you tell me about it? Have you heard anything about Destiny?
I've heard of that, but I don't know anything about it.
What do you think the main point of the game is?
I'm guessing it's a first-person shooter. Is Fortnite a shooter game? I'm assuming it is. I don't know.
We're talking about Fortnite later. Fortnite's a later time thing.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to add about Destiny? Context clues. Destiny 2 Forsaken. What do you think it's about?
It's destined to be a big seller. I don't know.
The last game we're going to talk about in this segment.
I don't know.
The last game we're talking about in this segment is called God of War.
I haven't heard of that one.
You've never heard of God of War?
Not that I can remember.
What do you think it'd be about?
War. Fighting. Lots and lots of fighting. I'm curious as to when if it's like set in the future or if it's set in history.
If you were to rate games as a medium on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate them?
A 9.
9 out of 10? Pretty good. I'm going to ask you about some games that came out last year, being the beginning of 2019. There's some of the biggest games that came out, and I want to hear your opinion on them and what you think they're about and that kind of thing. You ready?
Okay.
The first game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
It's about killing people as an assassin. And Odyssey makes me think of in Greece.
In Greece? How do you think? Like, what do you think the gameplay style would be?
You got one guy and he sneaks around and he steals things and he attacks people and kills them. Is my guess. I don't know.
Another really big game. It came out late last year, but it came on top of a lot of Game of the Year lists, despite how late it came out. Red Dead Redemption 2. What if you hear the name Red Dead Redemption 2? What do you think that story is? The first thing that pops in your head.
I'm thinking the communists got killed and they came back to redeem themselves.
Another game came out early this year. This is one I played personally, one of my personal favorites. It's called Marvel's Spider-Man.
It's about Spider-Man.
What do you think you do in the game?
You probably trace down Two-Face.
If there was one aspect of Marvel's Spider-Man that you think they would have to nail perfectly for the game to be fun, what aspect of the game do you think that would be?
His ability to swing.
Another really big game that came out a few years ago, and then a sequel came out, which is very similar to it. And the game itself did not come out last year, but a very big expansion pack for it did. It's called Destiny 2, and the expansion was Forsaken. Do you know anything about Destiny, Dad?
I do not know. It's the Destiny Child singer. That's all I know of.
Well, if you were to make a video game called Destiny 2 and an expansion for it called Forsaken, what do you think that story would be? Post-apocalyptic survival game. The last game we're going to talk about came out last year, God of War.
It's about fishing.
About fishing?
I think it's probably about building an army and fighting your friends on an internet site.
All right, I have another task for you.
Okay.
Well, another question.
Okay.
I'm going to hand you a video game controller.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take it,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to do your best impression of what you think people do with it when they play video games.
Okay. If I were someone, I would go,
All right, go ahead. So just use the controller, and so you talked about first-person shooters. What do you think you do for first-person shooters? Can you show me?
No.
No, I want. What do you
like? Okay, so like I know that.
How long has both your sons played video games?
Too long.
Too long. So no. So
No.
from using the time that you've been around us.
Well, I know that back when they first started, this was just a rectangle, and there were only directional buttons and then bam bam buttons. But now, like, you've got these, which I think those are directional. This is directional. This is directional. This is directional, and then you got bam bams those. And I don't know how to use any of those. What was that game we played on New Year was it New Year's or Christmas Eve that I totally botched? Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah, I didn't. I was just doing this.
So,
and then I would die.
Okay, so can you? Is that what you think people play video games like?
No, because they do it better than me. They obviously know what they're doing.
Okay.
And then this means something too. I think this is the power button.
Okay.
See, it's flashing.
So I have a competition for you and the other participant in this interview.
Yeah.
We will do this later when we interview him.
He's going to beat me because I know who it is.
The first competition, since you're already holding a video game controller, I'm going to hand you a series of video game controllers, and I need you to try to tell me what company you think made them for 1 point.
This is the Xbox.
For 1 point, and for a second point, you can tell me what specific console it belongs to.
It's an Xbox.
Who do you think makes the Xbox?
I think that's the one Microsoft makes, but I'm not positive.
I think it's Microsoft?
I think.
All right. I'm going to trade controllers with you. Just a moment.
I think it's Microsoft. I know this one. This is a Wii. I've hit many people with this. I've hit you with this. And your dad. Because when I play Wii, I don't do it little. I do it big.
Who do you think makes the Wii?
Nintendo.
So what's your final answer?
Nintendo.
Okay, no, your final answer of who makes it and what's it belong to.
Yeah, I think
just
Nintendo
saying,
makes
just saying
it.
right in a row though.
The Nintendo Wii. Is that what you want to hear? No, I don't know about that one. This is an Xbox too.
Feel free to unwrap the cords.
It's an Xbox. I can see it.
Experience it.
I don't think you really want me to experience it. See, it's got those bang bangs too, but I don't know. And see, I don't get all this. I don't get why you have so many directionals. Nobody's ever taught me that.
Not all of them are directional.
You guys have never taught me this part though. I blame you. Because really, I mean, I've tried to play with you guys before.
I need your final answer.
What about it? It's an Xbox.
Who makes it?
I think Microsoft does.
All right.
Am I close? Are you going to tell me? I have to wind this up first. You can edit it out.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know either. I'm guessing this is PlayStation. Oh, no, this is the GameCube, I think. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it.
Somebody might have told you.
It's a Nintendo GameCube.
Somebody might have told you to put your glasses on.
Yeah, but I didn't want to wear them.
So
this is a Nintendo. Yeah, I remember we bought this, and the system was a cube, literally. But you guys didn't play this a lot. This wasn't one of your favorites. You know, you're giving away what kind of family we are. Because there's been more, well, has there been more? Yeah, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Switch.
Everybody understands we were a homeschool family, Mom. People already know we were homeschooled. And Nintendo's our brand. Yeah, people know that.
Or no, let me say that different. Homeschoolers tend to buy Nintendo more than any other game.
They're traditionally more family friendly. Yes.
This is a Nintendo Switch.
We got one more for you.
And you know what? I've played the Switch and I'm not any better at it than I am other video games. Is this a PlayStation? We should have a PlayStation because this is a PlayStation. I don't know if it's 2, 3, 4. I know it's not 4. We don't have 4. This could be a 1 even. Do we have a first PlayStation?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I'm right about the Xbox, aren't I? It is Microsoft because this is Sony. Sony does PlayStation.
So I need your final answer on this.
Sony PlayStation. But I don't know which one.
I need an answer on which one.
Sony PlayStation.
Final answer?
Like, I don't know 1, 2, 3.
You have to tell me a 1, 2, or 3.
I guess 2. But that's a total guess. Does it say it on the back?
All right, so I'm going to give you a video game controller, and I want you to mimic what you think me and Michael do when we play video games together.
Okay.
Killing it. I'm really proud. I think you're doing a good job. Well, you already have that control. Oop. Hit the mic. While you already have that controller in your hand, I want to do a fun competition. Your significant other has already taken her part in the competition. I'm going to let you guess what that controller belongs to. So
Xbox One.
You can say, hold on. there's more rules. You can say the manufacturer of it. So you say Xbox, Nintendo, or Sony, or PlayStation, essentially. And that'll get you 1 point if you're right. If you can say the specific console it belongs to, you will get an additional point.
I think it's Xbox One.
All right.
But I don't know that. But it's Xbox. Nintendo Wii.
You have to wait to guess till we at least get it on camera.
Nintendo Wii. Well, this one clearly says Xbox on it.
So you're gonna say it's an Xbox one?
Yeah, it's an Xbox.
Do you want to specify generation?
I just know Xbox. I don't know generations of Xboxes. That's probably a PlayStation. Oh, Nintendo GameCube. You don't have a PlayStation?
You are blazing through these.
These are, oh, what's that thing called? Oh, the Nintendo Switch. Now this is a PlayStation 2. Oh, it even says on there, PlayStation 2.
This one was slightly unfair. You have played probably more PlayStation 2 than I have.
No, it's not unfair. I have a PlayStation 2 at work. On my desk. In a box.
So we have one more thing for you to do.
Okay.
So in video games, there's a lot of slang.
Slang?
Yeah, and acronyms.
Obvi.
That go along with things. Mm-hmm. So for the last competition, we are going to say some. I'm going to tell you some of these. Okay. And I want you to try to tell me what you think it stands for.
What it means? Okay. Let's do it.
And you'll get a point for each word you potentially get right.
Is this a competition between me and your dad? Oh boy, he'll get them all right.
The first one's going to be DPS.
What does it come from?
You don't. It means.
Okay,
DPS.
wait. Let me ask this question. Is this like something a gamer would say to another gamer, or is this like on a certain platform?
I need you to say the three words.
I have no idea.
You have to give
me DPS.
Yes, so you got to give me a word that starts with a D, a word that starts with a P, and a word that starts with an S.
I have no idea.
Think about video games.
I don't know. DPS. I don't know. Only really stupid words are coming in my mind right now.
I need 3 words.
During premenstrual syndrome. Nothing. That is so dumb. That's what came to my mind. Because, I used to tell your daddy there was just more than PMS. There's premenstrual syndrome, and there's during menstrual syndrome, and there's post-menstrual syndrome.
Gross.
You don't even know what that means.
The next one is going to be AOE.
Automatically organized electronics. This is what we never had.
MMO.
I don't know that one. I feel like I should know that one.
I need 2 words to start with
MMO. I don't know.
I'll tell you this.
Microphones require. I don't know. Microphones managed. I don't know.
I don't know is not a word that starts with O.
MMO.
MMO.
What does MO mean? That's like in detective shows. They say the MO. It's like what the person is. MMO. Danny's laughing at me. Muscles managed. I don't know. MMO. I have no idea. Nothing's coming.
You want to pass it?
Yes. Daddy's not going to know that either.
RPG. I'll tell you. I'll give you a hint.
I should know this one.
I will give you a hint. Daddy, my father, plays an MMO.
He only plays RuneScape and Minecraft.
One of those guys is minimal.
Minimal something. That's probably minimal because he just does digging and mining. That's what he does.
RPG.
I should know this one. I've heard this. I should know it, but it's not coming to me.
You need to try.
RPG. I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. You need to start swinging for the fences because you do have 0 points thus far.
I know. I'm doing really bad. RPG. I should know this. I don't know it. I've heard you guys talk about it. I've read about it. Like, I don't know. IDK is I don't know. AFK, IDK.
You have to give me a word that starts with an
I
A,
don't
a word that
know.
starts
Like,
with an
I
F, and a word that
seriously-
starts with a K.
Does it have to do with Fortnite? Floss. AFK. All right. All right for knowledge. I don't know. That's a terrible word. That K is not good for knowledge, even though that's how it's spelled.
Lastly, the game is over. I will tell you got 0 points on
I
the last
know.
one.
I did. What was RPG? Will you tell me?
Role-playing game.
Yes. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Lastly,
I don't
we're gonna
like
have
those.
to. This is for some bonus points.
I need some.
This is for some bonus points to win. We can move our setup a little bit, and we will take a quick cut and come back, and we will catch a video of you doing your best attempt at a Fortnite dance. We will. This is completely optional. You don't have to. However,
I can't. Daddy can try to.
However, a panel of judges will look at it, and if they think it deems close enough to a Fortnite dance, you will get bonus points.
I don't know if I can do that.
It's up to you.
I don't think I can. I don't dance well. However, I feel like I should get bonus points because I was the one that always talked Daddy into getting you the video game stuff. I was the one. I should get some points for that.
We have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 2 last questions.
Okay.
You said that before you watched the show, you were a fan of the site.
Life's What You Rate It, WackMatters.
Of Life's What You Rate It, who's your favorite host?
Oh, no. I can't. I love you both.
The real last question actually I have for you is
Michael looks better with the hat on though. I think he looks
think-
cute like that.
Do you think this conversation helped your knowledge of video games at all? Do you have a deep?
Well, I don't think I'm ever going to remember what RPG
Do you have
or
a
never forget.
Do you have
like
a
that
deeper
role-playing
do you have a
games.
deeper appreciation for the art that is video games?
You know, okay, so yes, I don't know that I was just necessarily because of this interview though. But like, yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate, it is a legitimate, I don't know if you want to say art form. It's a legitimate industry, obviously. It's only growing. Are you laughing at me?
No,
I think you're laughing.
I'm not laughing at you.
I mean, it's not going away. You know, what was that crazy toy we bought your brother? The Furby? It went away. It came back, but it went away. But like, I mean, we're here to stay. Girls are playing video games more.
We try to not get sexist on our show.
Well, I'm old. Girls are... We can say that. Used to be only boys played. I mean, that's just a state of fact. That's not sexist. That's for real. Boys played more video games than girls, and now it's not the case anymore. Girls are playing as many games as boys, I would say. I'm kind of just guessing a little bit of that, but I know that's true.
Any last things you want to say before we cut the interview?
I love you, boys. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to be your mom. I won't cry at this, though.
You're crying.
No, I'm not.
We're going to start with you crying.
I am not crying.
The intro to the conversation with you is going to be you crying.
I'm not crying. Crying only counts for me if the tears come out of my eyes, and nothing is out of my eyes. Don't make me talk about you boys, though.
All right. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
So, sort of the last thing we're going to do is video game and gamers and nerd culture has kind of adapted a lot of acronyms or just shortening things to letters, not necessarily an acronym. Very similar to LOL, stands for laugh out loud, that kind of thing. So I'm going to throw out some of those, and for every word you get correct, you get a point.
Okay. How many points did Mom get?
I'm not willing to divulge any information.
0. She told me none.
So the first one's going to be DPS. And you are forced to answer. I don't know is not an answer like Mom tried to do.
DPS. Dual Play Server.
AOE.
Area of Entertainment.
MMO.
Multimedia Obstacle.
RPG.
Well, RPG role-playing game, or it could be a rocket-propelled grenade.
OP.
OP. Awesome people. I don't know that one.
AFK. I will give you the same
Something
hint.
about kill.
I'll give you the same hint I gave her. This one is not gaming specific. This was invented before kind of video game culture took off.
AFK?
Yeah, in like this was kind of made around the same time that like chat rooms started burgeoning on the internet.
Automatic fun killing. I don't know.
All right, I got 2 more questions for you. The first being, would you be willing to do another similar interview to this in the future?
Yes.
The second being, you mentioned before that you were the father of some of the people who do some WackMatters things. I'm assuming you've watched a lot of Life's What You Rate It?
I generally listen to Life's What You Rate It.
Matter
of fact, my favorite episode is the one about famous dad sayings.
my question still stands. If you had to pick a favorite host of Life's What You Rate It, who would you pick?
I would pick M. Nip.
Hold on. So we have some bonus points up for grabs that I did forget about. This was my bad. If you feel like you did not win the competition
For sure I did.
with Mom, but if you feel like you didn't,
For sure I beat her on the controllers too.
you can opt. Have you heard of a video game called Fortnite?
Oh, I can dance?
If you can attempt to do a Fortnite dance, and we will show it to a panel of judges, and if they can essentially, I'm not going to tell them what you're doing, but if they can guess that you're doing a Fortnite dance, and specifically what dance from Fortnite you are doing, it will result in bonus points.
Did Mom do this?
I'm not at liberty to divulge.
She won't embarrass herself on the internet, but I will gladly dance for the camera.
All right, so we're going to take a cut and reframe everything, and we will come back to that.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it.